I want it to be a big fight, and you know, I want the whole world to watch. You know, back at Wembley, and I want to be undisputed. First time in England, first time, and do it in London, Wembley Stadium. So this is all massive for me. I can't wait.
Okay, bro.
That was clear.
It was in the past. Okay, body shot. Body shot,
Yep.
bro. What is body shot?
Body shot, man.
Like a body shot.
I'll
body
show
shot.
you again.
Body shot. It's
I'll
like
show you
this. It's
again.
not this.
Yeah, I wasn't there. You didn't go like that.
Listen, my friend.
I think one thing
What's
that
going
fans...
on? This body shot. This body shot. It's not.
okay.
It's not only one punch. It's not only one. You punch every time. I don't know who you talk to. Punch like Bow and Usyk. Listen, you boxer. You're not fighter MMA. You boxer, Daniel, world champion.
Journey, making my legacy, leaving my mark on this sport, and worked really hard to get there. I'm not going to be denied now. I'm at the door. I'm at the door, and I'm just going to kick it.
Two men, one rematch, and a rivalry that refuses to die. The moment they sat across from each other, stone-faced, silent, and cold, fans knew this wasn't just another promotional interview. This was unfinished business. In a freshly resurfaced sit-down with Sunsport, Usyk and Dubois laid down more than words. They revealed mind games, grudges, and something far more dangerous than punches, intent. Dubois claimed that he is a hero for his country, but when it comes to the ring, he wants nothing more than taking those belts away from him.
He's like a hero to his people, isn't he?
Yeah, really
So
is.
that's commendable. I commend him for that. But in the ring, I need to be the king, and you know, take the belts and be the man. So, whatever it takes, you know, go through him, and just take what's mine. Those belts, undisputed. Daniel Dubois.
No bluster, no banter, just tension so sharp it could break the ring. This is the raw, unfiltered tone setter for Usyk versus Dubois too. And trust us, once you see what they said, you'll realize July 19th isn't just a date, it's an all-out war that awaits us. When asked about how prepared he is for the battle with Usyk, Dubois claimed that things could get so messy that his team and Usyk's team might break into the ring and turn into an all-out brawl.
Everyone talks about how mercurial he is, how difficult, how do you prepare for him? There's probably only Moses Atalma who you can get in for sparring.
Yeah.
But you've done good rounds with him.
Who?
He's so hard to work out, this man here.
Oh, yeah.
So do you feel like you'll be so much better for this one than even you were in the first when you gave it a great go?
I think so, you know. I think so. Maybe all my cornermen, my team will just jump him in the ring. That might work.
Have you seen his team?
Yeah, we're just jumping. We won't even bother with that fight. We're just jumping everyone.
The fifth round of Usyk versus Dubois remains the most debated moment in recent heavyweight history. A single punch ruled a low blow that many believe tipped the scales. When Dubois landed that brutal blow to Usyk's midsection, the referee immediately stopped the fight and ruled it low. Usyk collapsed, seemingly in agony. The referee awarded him nearly 4 minutes to recover. After he rose, he dominated the final rounds and sealed a 9th round knockout. Since then, the ruling has sparked fierce debate. Speaking of the low blow, Usyk described the pain this way.
I've been punched in the stomach by sparring partners and I've been kicked in the groin by ex-girlfriends. When you got hit around that area, what did it feel like?
Це було боляче, it was pain.
The pain that makes you sick in the groin or the pain that makes you gasp in the belly?
You know, like a punch and like a seed and like a up, down, up, down.
Yeah, but it was a body shot.
Eddie Hearn, Usyk's longtime promoter, left no room for interpretation. The entire fist was below the navel, the bottom knuckles miles below. It hit his protector, unquestionably a low blow. He repeated this on the DAZN boxing show, adding, "If you look at where the punch landed, it was a few inches away from Alexander's genitals and the protector." A legal expert on boxing explains how it was a low blow, claiming that Usyk was rightly given justice.
5 angles, and whether or not you can see it or not, I can say it. But there's a couple of angles where you're not sure, and you're like, oh, well, where has that landed? But there is that one key angle which Mr. Krasiuk produced at the press
That was, I
conference.
gave him that.
Yeah, I mean that's a clear angle where the glove is hitting. It's not hitting above the waistland. It's waistband.
No
it's-
skin. It doesn't touch any skin whatsoever. You know, it's not like sometimes when you refer to a punch as a borderline low blow is when half the glove touches the skin.
Well, if you
Hearn didn't mince words on Usyk's reaction either. 100% he milked it. He hates it to the body. He went on to draw connections to similar dramatic moments in Usyk's earlier fights, suggesting a strategy designed to slow opponents down psychologically and physically. But Frank Warren, promoter for Dubois, pushed back fiercely. He told Sky Sports, "It's in the past, but we're not walking away. We will ask the governing bodies to review the decision and ask for a rematch." Warren has continued to insist that the punch was clean, arguing that Dubois' camp was cheated out of victory and fully deserving of a rematch to restore fairness.
And he didn't bring it up. Don brought it up, and he didn't even go on to explain it properly. The referee screwed it up. I mean, you listen to the rules here. I mean, I've got the WBA rules. It should not be below the navel, and it was not below the navel. He didn't hit up the balls or anything like that. It just didn't happen. He made a meal of it, and I get that, and I understand that because he was hurt. He hurt him because he doesn't like it to the body. There's loads of photographs and loads of pictures, clear as a bell, that show where the punch landed. It's not about where somebody's shorts are, that or where they end. That's not what it's about.
At worst case, you're saying a rematch should definitely be ordered.
Well, I mean, on the strength, I mean, I don't see how anybody, even Tony Bellews of this world, you know, the facts are facts, and the facts are that was not a low blow, that was a legitimate punch.
Critics of Warren point out that under boxing rules, any punch below the waistband is indisputably illegal, no matter how effective. Still, some argue that Usyk's visible reaction and delay in resuming the fight suggest more than just physical pain. Regardless of where one stands, the controversy did more than alter the course of one fight. It defined a narrative. Hearn moved to solidify Usyk's technical supremacy. Warren turned the ruling into a rallying cry for Dubois' redemption. Meanwhile, fans and analysts united in a polarized online battle. Usyk took his creativity to mock Dubois by taking shots to his navel.
Ну мне тоже боляче, и шо? А, и шо?
Я ж тебе не так говорю.
А я, це твої проблеми, як ти б'єш. Давай.
As Usyk and Dubois gear up for July 19th, this moment lingers like a shadow neither man can dismiss. Will Dubois carry this grievance into the ring as a fuel, or will Usyk use it as extra motivation to prove himself cleanly in a decisive rematch? One thing's certain, this was more than a low blow. It was a conflict that reshaped their rivalry, and it set the stage for what's next. Spencer Oliver, former European champion and current TalkSport analyst, caused waves this week by boldly tipping Dubois to win. On TalkBoxing, he said, "Daniel Dubois beats Alexander Usyk. I know Daniel Dubois. The two fights with Fury have put miles on the clock with Usyk, but Dubois has improved dramatically physically and mentally since then. I'm tipping Dubois." Oliver's argument, Usyk has dragged his body through wars with Fury, while Dubois has evolved in skill, power, and mental maturity since their first bout. He believes the rematch is no longer one-sided.
In here now, and he knows what he's going into in this one. I've talked to the team about that as well. Like, they know what they're expecting. He went in there, he looked like a gladiator walking into the ring. He surprised everyone because we thought he was going to freeze.
Yeah, he did.
This time, he's going in there. When you speak to him, right, when you have, like, conversations about it, and he's looking at the arch down at the gym where we train, and you see it, and he goes through all this stuff. He's out there regularly watching it. He's one of those guys that works like that. When you speak to him, there's a little twinkle in his eye, this little smirk that comes on his face where you go, he actually really fancies this job, and that makes him a dangerous guy.
On the flip side, Frank Warren, Dubois' promoter, sees power on his side, but knows the mountain remains high. In a recent TikTok post, he stated bluntly, if he catches him, he'll knock him out.
What differences have you seen in Daniel this time round compared to Daniel first time round, where it didn't quite go his way on the night?
Well, I'm going to go with what his manager said, what Usyk's manager said, Aegis. Aegis came out, he said, this time we're not fighting Daniel the boy, we're fighting Daniel the man. And I think that's the difference. You know, since that Usyk fight, which he was an underdog going into, and he showed that his punch power and hurt Usyk. Daniel had to grow up after that, and he did grow up, and he's had 3 magnificent wins since. Went in against each one of them in Babe Miller as an underdog, knocked him out in the 12th round, and showed at any time in a fight, no matter how late it is, if he catches you, you go. Went into the fight with the bogeyman in the division, which nobody wanted to fight Hrgovic at all. And then obviously the big one at Wembley, 2-time world champion, went in the Lions Den because everybody there was behind AJ. And done an absolute job on him from round 1. I mean, he had him on the floor 4 or 5 times.
Do you envisage him knocking Usyk out, or do you envisage Daniel winning on points?
If he catches him, he'll knock him out.
That would be a
He's
statement.
a massive puncher. He's a massive... You only got to look what he's done. He's another one. He's a big puncher, and he's young. He's only 27 years of age, and he's a young 27 years of age.
That optimism aligns with bookies, who place Dubois' KO odds as tempting, though Usyk remains a strong favorite. A William Hill guide echoes this, projecting a tight contest, but giving Usyk the nod in a technical decision around round 7. Prominent voices in the boxing community are also weighing in. On YouTube, Joe Rogan described Usyk as a testament to his surgical precision and endurance, though in a separate highlight, he underscored the risk of Dubois landing that one fight-changing punch. Simon Jordan, TalkSport columnist, struck a balanced tone. Usyk is brilliant but beatable. Dubois has a good chance of defeating him. Jordan acknowledges Usyk's ring IQ, but notes Dubois' youth, confidence, and power give him a real shot at pulling off an upset. He frames the bout as a genuine 50-50, one knockdown away from rewriting history. He claims that it's Dubois' time, and he has what it takes to actually take Usyk out.
I said it to Alexander Usyk, and there's no favoritism here. I think it's Daniel Dubois' time. I think he's a ferocious
I have to agree with
beast. Yeah, absolutely. and I think he deserves all the plaudits. I think what walked into Wembley Stadium was an absolute gladiator, and I'm thrilled for him that he's coming out of himself, growing as a man, becoming more worldly and able to communicate with the media, and I think it's going to be a fabulous fight. Do
you believe that he can get it done inside the distance?
I think he has to get done inside the distance.
Yeah. You don't think he can win on points?
I think it's unlikely.
Yeah.
I think it's unlikely. But whatever, July 19th, brilliant fight.
Echoing this, Johnny Fisher, a rising British heavyweight, recently predicted Dubois would win. Responding to the hype of Usyk's aura, Fisher said in a Sky Sports clip, "I see him win." Not only that, he has also sparred Dubois and claims it was an absolute nightmare. He remarked that he hits jabs like an electric shock.
Dubois, let me tell you, that is not an easy affair. And that man punches really hard. Shook me to my boots many a time, even with his big 20-ounce gloves on. But that man punches unbelievably. See you later, Tom. Take care. See you later. But he punches unbelievably, and I think under John Charles, them improvements we've seen in the fights with Jarrell Miller, Filip Hrgovic, he looks like he's really turned a corner, and he will give Usyk one hell of a test and one hell of a run for his money. And obviously backing the British fighters, I'll be backing him all the way. But it's going to be a tall ask to beat Usyk.
There's one man who has experience in facing both, Usyk and Dubois. We're talking about the Congolese heavyweight Martin Bakole. The 31-year-old has sparred with Usyk and Dubois, and even claimed that he knocked out the 2 heavyweight champions. For this fight, he believes Usyk will walk out with the W, claiming that physicality will be key here. He had the following to say: Usyk, except me, beats everyone. Deontay Wilder, I think, is done. Usyk is a boxing man, boxing brain, boxing movement. I don't think no one will stop him right now, except Martin Bakole. Bakole said.
We've heard you say that you stopped Daniel Dubois and Usyk in sparring. Can you elaborate on that?
They never come back to say that I'm lying, because they know it's the truth. And because, you know, when you go to spar someone in the gym, so you're not allowed to record it, because if I was allowed, I was going to pause the video. And I'm happy because nobody can, you know, say that I'm lying, so it's true.
and I don't like it because I need a fight. No, I'm want a big fight. They're avoiding me now. They know reason why. So I should tell people why they're avoiding me, because they know what's happened in the gym. So now they're avoiding me, and now people say that I'm telling the truth, and now we need the fight. So.
Do you remember the shots specifically that dropped them?
Uppercut, left hook, jab. All of them, I give them a hard time with the jab. I always keep this one for the fight. So soon I use it once, so you can't stand. But the nose, I got nice jab, nice left hook. So everyone get it.
Hearn, the voice behind Matchroom Boxing, has been refreshingly candid about the rematch, highlighting both Dubois' strengths and Usyk's tactical edges. On DAZN, Hearn spotlighted one key vulnerability: Usyk's sensitivity to body shots, which was seen in their previous fight. Dubois gotta hurt him. Usyk doesn't like it to the body. That low blow didn't hit him in the nuts. It hit him in the lower part of the stomach. If it was 2 or 3 inches higher, it would have the same effect. I think the fight would have been over, and Daniel Dubois would be the world champion. This reflects Hearn's belief that Dubois has learned from their first clash and now carries credible KO power with refined technique. Still, Hearn remains realistic about the challenge. In a recent Seconds Out interview, he praised Dubois' momentum, including victories over Miller, Hrgovic, and Joshua, but warned about ring rust. He also believes that despite his incredible power, he is still an underdog in the fight.
He's a heavyweight, he's 6'6", he's about 18 stone. What would you expect in him? Not to look big and strong? I mean, you know, like, he's dangerous. People looking for ways to kind of talk up Daniel Dubois.
For Usyk, Hearn predicts the rematch will resemble an intense chess match, with Dubois likely surviving early rounds but struggling to break Usyk's rhythm. The fight, he believes, will hinge on how quickly Dubois lands that body shot and if Usyk can neutralize it with technical mastery. Want the real underdog story? Drop a comment who wins by KO and who lasts the distance. And hit that subscribe button, you won't miss a single punch of our in-depth previews.